The Dale Jr. Foundation, Joe Hewson, is pledging $50 to the winner and $50 to the foundation. Other drivers have said that if they win this race, they will donate their winnings to the Dale Jr. Foundation as well, empowering underprivileged youth across America. The green flag is up. The green flag is out. We're making history tonight in PALracing. Through turns 3 and 4 to clock the first lap of the race. Pop-Tart Pete, he's up there on that outside. Gordon Spain down low. And at the flag stand, it looks like Gordon Spain will lead the lap. Aiden Gould just behind him. Teammates with Pete Tart. Jacob Alicia kind of up here by himself. He has Aaron Warren in his call. He's a little separated to his inside, one row back. Raymond Wimmer, highest running driver right now for Eckhart Coffee Roasters. Joe Hewson just behind him. Douglas Henry qualified outside the top 10. No, that doesn't mean he was slow. I want you guys to hear this right now as Pete Tart builds around to the outside. Gordon Spain qualified with a 31.8. Douglas Henry qualified with a 31.89. He was 12th. That's how tight your top 12 was. That's how competitive this field is when it comes to super speedway qualifying. There is an art to it, and Gordon Spain was the quickest. Tart to his outside, trying to take away that position. Under the lights, so 75-degree track temp right now, but you can still wear out tires by making aggressive moves. Ronnie Lane's getting turned to the back of the field. Ronnie Lane, Eric Gonzalez, Gordon Spain. I think Brandon Meyer has damage. That car is destroyed. Gordon Larson Jr. That car is destroyed and kind of has a lot of front end damage. Oh no, what a way to start this event. Report. Eric goes to the outside. Is Ronnie coming up? No, Eric comes back down and just hooks Ronnie Lane. Can you believe that? I mean, just unawareness. And Ronnie Lane is going to give Eric Gonzalez a piece of his mind here as they roll into pit road entry. Ronnie Lane not happy to end the race that early. And that engine already looks like it wants to blow. And he's going to continue to lay in. Green flag is out. We're back racing here at Echo Park. Gordon Spain, he'll get out front. Pulling Jacob Alicia alongside Pete Tart. Now we move up to the top. And it looks like already G. Spain wants to try to keep both lanes even behind him. He won't be able to as Pete moved up and said, I'm going to take a little bit of real estate up here. So G. Spain drops back down. And Aiden Gould goes underneath Pete Tart. Puts him 3 wide outside. And for teammates, that's a little bit of a move I wouldn't expect, but if you put yourself in Aiden Gould's shoes, he's probably tired of seeing Pete Tart win and lead. He wants to get around him now, worry about keeping him behind him later. Raymond Wimmer moving to the 3rd position. Lane Myers looks to the outside, puts himself in the fence, and he keeps it up there out of harm's way. He drove into what was the right rear of Raymond Wimmer, got loose, had to hang on to it, and then put it in the fence, kept it out of the way. That sucks to see. Looks like Raymond is still struggling right now. G-Spain lifts again to let him back down, but Raymond is really moving off that middle line right now. Not sure what's going on with the 0-0. It looks like he's just losing control of that car. And he hasn't made any crazy moves or been up and down, and so it's not like his tires are getting worn out. He's just not comfortable with how it's feeling. He's going to get a push from G-Spain down the back straightaway. Oh, and he's sideways. He's loose. It checks up the cars behind Gordon Spain, Aaron Warren. And we saw that probably coming from many laps ago. Raymond Wimmer was very uncomfortable in that car. Spending too much time counter steering, couldn't keep it planted. And Gordon Spain just tries to give him a little bit of a push down the back straightaway. And it causes Raymond to spin. See, is there nose damage on Aaron Warren? When G. Spain got sideways, but I don't think he really hit much. Even the rear end of the car looks good. So let's take a look at the replay. So you see Raymond's going to get the push. Raymond is still moving while he's on the nose of G. Spain. Oh, as they go to hit in the corner, G. Spain doesn't get him square. Everybody checks up. Ethan Walker slams the rear view of Gary Smoke. Let's go on board Aaron Warren here. Well, we know that there's always a threat of unexpectancy and maybe a potential future hazard with Ethan Walker on those old tires. Even though he might believe that there's not going to be that big of a difference, you will feel it. And remember, we saw Raymond not making many aggressive moves, and his tires seemed shot. Ethan Walker, who spent most of the time riding around saving in the back, who knows how those tires feel. He did have to get on the brakes pretty hard. I didn't see him lock him up, but here we go. Ethan Walker did not take fresh tires. The rest of the field has fresh rubbers. Green flag is up. Green flag is back out. And we're going to begin lap 34 out of 122. Good launch on that bottom line. Something happened to Spencer Burton. Got a terrible launch. Backs up that whole outside line. Ethan Walker out front. Aiden Gould on his rear bumper. Aiden will jump to the outside to try to make the pass. Legat will go with him. Looks like Stephen James will follow as well. These guys want to get around of Ethan Walker. They're not too confident in the lack of fresh rubber. Ethan even gets loose on the transition there. You can already see it coming into effect now that he's in dirty air. Everybody else could probably keep that throttle pinned. He needs to work it a little bit. Ethan Walker, hang on to her. Oh, stepping out, puts it on the apron. Oh, hangs onto it, spins into pit road. It'll be an unsafe pit entry, but that's best case scenario for Ethan Walker. And by the way, we saw that coming. We'll follow him instead of trying to cut low. If he does more of a classic mile-and-a-half style run. Now teammates Matthew Legat, Gordon Spain will jump to the outside. Aiden Gould looked high to block. He kind of keeps it in the center. Big move out of Legat down to the inside. It leaves his teammate out to dry. Maybe not. Gordon Spain makes it fit down there. Works up off the bottom a bit, brings it back, and Aiden Gould has been left out to dry from leading, attempting to block, and he's going to lose multiple positions here unless he can find a place to fill in. Meanwhile, Joe Houston and Greg Jodiet, with the help of Ethan Walker, have caught your lead pack. We're just going to make this right around a 10-car pack, not counting the lap car of Ethan Walker. And I don't know if these guys are really going into save mode, or if the back half of the pack has done a really good job at catching up. I got to assume most of these guys are partial throttle, because all these guys back here who were 4 seconds off have all caught up, and now your entire field is all in line. Here we go. Now it's on into pit road. Legat leads, and you're still racing right here. Get everything you can. Jacob Alicia, Gordon Spain, slight contact. On the apron as well, Spencer Burton. Stephen James. Oh, a couple of guys touched the grass. I don't know how much of the car's got to be in there for it to be a black flag. But a lot of those guys pushed wide. Aiden Gould on pit road, Pete Tart, Spencer Burton, Stephen James, Gordon Spain, Jacob Alicia, Matthew Legat, Gary Smoke, Eric Gonzalez, and Gordon Spain almost gets turned by Legat. Gordon Spain had the first pit box. Legat was to his outside. G. Spain had the first pit box. It would have been smart for him to be all the way to the outside if he could get there. We know he entered underneath Alicia. Oh, Gordon Larson Jr. almost destroyed Douglas Henry. Greg Jodiot came in hot. We don't know how many penalties are getting handed out now. Joe Houston, Mike Hasty. Oh, my. I think Raymond Wimmer might have been the only clean driver on pit road entry there. Joe Houston into his box. Stephen James now exiting pit road. He's won the race off of pit road. Behind him comes Matthew Legat. And again, we don't know who has penalties yet till we get about 1 or 2 laps around to see who has to come through and serve. Here we go. Douglas Henry, pit road exit with Raymond Wimmer, Greg Jodiot. Coming fast on the outside, Matthew Legat, Stephen James are on their way. How are they going to blend up? Doug comes up to the bottom line. He should get in the draft. Oh, contact! Spencer Burton, Aiden Gould. And Eric Gonzalez gets to the back of Gould. He saves it. We're still green. No cars are around. That was hairy. And now we're going to get racy. We're good to the end on fuel. Can you save the tire and keep yourself in position? Alicia gets to the inside of Matthew Legat. Will he take away the position? Jacob Alicia looking for the lead. Legat pushed up around the exit of the tri-oval. Alicia cut down underneath him. But Legat will get picked up by Pete Tart on the outside line. So now Jacob Alicia leads down the back straightaway. Tries to bring Stephen James out to be cleared by 1. And Legat will go to the outside line with Legat Gould Racing drivers Pete Tart, Aiden Gould, Gordon Spain, and Gary Smoke. Now here comes a push from Gould to the rear bumper of Legat. It's going to bring him even with Jacob Alicia. By the way, next time by, it'll be 20 laps to go. Matthew Legat, can he clear Jacob Alicia? It's really close. Nearly a nose lingering. Like Legat got a little loose there. Jacob Alicia will draw back to him. Not quite. Legat out front. He is clear. He has Gould glued to his rear bumper. Matthew Legat, Gould trying to come down across. Jacob Alicia sends himself into the outside wall. Into your pole sitter, Gordon Spain and Gary Smoke. Aiden Gould tried to follow Matthew Legat down and turns himself across the nose of Alicia. Absolutely cleared himself. Wow. Let's take a look at the replay. That was a little careless. So Legat's going to clear himself. He's going to move low, and Gould tries to follow him, but it's just right across the nose of Alicia, and he's going to get sent right in front of Gordon Spain. Gordon's going to have some nose damage. Same thing with Gary Smoke. Oh, what was he thinking?
Green.
Green flag is up. Green flag is out. We're back racing here at Atlanta Superspeedway. Empowering the underprivileged youth. 188. First time at a super speedway that's not Talladega. First time we've ever had 2 super speedways on the point schedule. Douglas Henry, he's been looking to win one of these super speedways his entire PALracing career. He's behind Matthew Legat, who believes he is the best in the series at the super speedways. Pete Tart, All-Star Championship season. On the outside, behind him, Joe Houston and Greg Jodiot, Spencer Burton. In that top 6. Pete Tart to the outside on the nose of Greg Jodiot. Quite a bit of a race left right now for these guys to get super aggressive. They can settle in just a little bit. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta. Can anybody get around Leggett? Now, Spencer Burton, friend to his rear bumper. Will he be a teammate, or will he look for his first career win? Jacob Alicia looks to the outside. He can't. He has to get back in line. Greg Jodiet's up there. Alicia all over the bumper of Burton, trying to give him some encouragement to go for it. Oh, wrecking the back. Eric Gonzalez, Raymond Wimmer will bring out the yellow, coming to the white flag. We will go into overtime. You saw Raymond Wimmer just struggling to stay in line again, just not able to maneuver that car in that dirty air with worn out tires. Eric Gonzalez was involved. We'll take a look at the replay. So Raymond Wimmer's going to be that 00 purple and black car on the bottom. Eric Gonzalez comes down to clear himself across the nose, the 00, and they're going to both go up into the outside wall. There might have been a gap at one point slightly, but it wasn't there when Eric moved down. He should have went low there and not wait till here. And there's just nothing Raymond can do. It's going to be a green-white checkered. Matthew Leggett will lead them to the restart zone. Drivers on 10-lap fresher tires, can they make the correct moves? Green flag is up, green flag is out, green-white checkered here at Atlanta Superspeedway. Great launch for Leggett. Spencer Burton, outside of Jacob Alicia, outside line, trying to get hooked up. Will they make a move early, or will they push Spencer Burton out front? Down the back straightaway, Alicia, help from behind with Stephen James. Pete Tart's pushing hard. Douglas Henry's in the picture. To the outside goes Spencer Burton for the lead. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. We're going to end under green flag conditions. Matthew Leggett off the nose of Alicia. Can he reblend? White flag. One more lap to go for Spencer Burton. Down the front straightaway. Can Burton get his first career win? Pete Tart in the back. Spins with Douglas Henry. Down the back straightaway. Greg Jodiet to the outside. He has Joe Houston behind him. It's going to be a drag race all the way down the back straightaway. Greg Jodiet, half a car, leading out front. Here we go, through turns 3 and 4. Can Stephen get anywhere near his teammate? Greg Jodiet, Spencer Burton, side by side. It's going to be a classic Atlanta finish. Can you believe it?
I'm glad somebody from this team
Great
got
finish,
it.
guys.
That was awesome.
Greg Jodiet has won that race. Oh my gosh. 3 wide, 4 wide, I don't even know. Let's take a look at that replay. Holy. Coming to the checkered flag. Barney throws it. Greg Jodiet gets loose, comes down to Spencer Burton. Brandon Meyer all the way to the apron. Joe Houston on the outside, coming to the flag stand. That is your margin of victory. Wow, wow, wow. Can you believe that? Greg Jodiet gets to burn it down, winning the Empowering Underprivileged Youth 188 Dale Jr. Foundation race here at Atlanta Superspeedway. Spencer Burton second, Joe Houston third. And let's talk to him. Greg Jodiet, another super speedway victory. We get it done. Can you believe it?
Hell yeah, man. It was that was exciting. We were sideways for that entire last lap. About lost it a few times in the long green run there before that, but yeah, came down to a green white checker and just was finally able to got a good run on the outside on Spencer Burton. And man, I thought he was going to be able to side draft me back on the inside, but had help from my teammate Joe Houston back there. And yeah, finally got it done.
Greg, having a new family and the challenges that comes with that, as well as sickness, has sidelined you for a handful of races, so we haven't gotten to see a full-time Greg Jode yet. How much does it mean to get a win this season, feeling like maybe you just haven't been around as much as you might have wanted to?
Yeah, really just haven't had the like you said, just it's a lots of new challenges, and it's hard to find the time to get the practice in to be where we need to be. But glad we could get into the end of season 5 here and pick us up a win.
The end here of the Empowering Unprivileged Youth 188. Of course, the race put up, sponsored by your teammate Joe Houston. $50 go into the foundation. Thank you so much for your participation, Greg. I think this is fitting. Congratulations.
Thank you.